back with Kysha Harris. Kysha,
Yes.
so let's follow up. Let's talk about your personalized cooking service.
Okay.
That you just did.
Yeah.
So tell us about SCHOP.
When the advertising agency closed down, I just knew I wanted to do something entrepreneurial, and I said, what can I do that has very little startup costs, and that I'm passionate about, that I'd be happy to get up every day and do, and it came back to food. And I wanted to do something that was more dynamic than just having a personal chef. I wanted to create something that allowed my clients to pick and choose the services that suited them. Some people really enjoy cooking, but they don't like shopping and prepping. So I can offer them that service. Some people like the shopping, but they don't like to cook and prep, whatever it is. And I could put it together, and menu planning. And so, I just really one night in an epiphany, I literally woke up out of my bed and said, SCHOP. That's it. I'm a New York girl. I got a lot of Jewish in me, even if I'm not Jewish. And so SCHOP, Shop and Chop. Yes, that's what it would be.
Okay.
And I started with family and friends.
Okay.
And I went to their homes, and I cooked for titans of industry. I've cooked for celebrities. It's amazing. Okay. And that was in 2002, and so it's really evolved over time, and it's been a real great life lesson, I think, when you're an entrepreneur, to wake up every day and say, how much am I worth today?
Right.
You know what I mean? And really stick to that and own that and be responsible for whatever is to come after that. So on a weekly basis, I do menu planning, grocery shopping, prepping and cooking for busy urban professionals, go into their homes, organize their kitchens, make recommendations on what they need to throw out and buy so that they have a fully stocked kitchen. Because really the objective of my service is, yes, use me as long as you want, but when we're done, you're gonna have all of this great stuff in your house for you to do with whatever you feel. And then I do small dinner parties, cocktail parties. But it's really, what I thoroughly enjoy is cooking in the home. Okay. And even at dinner parties, when something is coming out of the oven, you'll find your guests just glomming to the kitchen just to be there in the moment that it comes out. And I think that's what gives me great satisfaction.
Okay, that sounds great. Yeah. Now break it down for the consumers out there of how you personalize it for the individual.
Yes.
What's your top tier, medium, high? Because you have like three different tiers.
I have three different tiers. So the top tier is for the person, and it's mostly, these are like investment bankers, doctors, people that just don't have the time or the inclination. And our slogan, our motto is, time is the new currency, spend it wisely. So if you're an investment banker and you amortize what you make per hour, it's going to cost less to hire me than it will for you to actually try to do the things that I do. Okay. So I personalize it by, I have the signature package, which is just the SCHOP package, which is just shopping and chopping. Okay. So this is the great season for salads. It takes 20 minutes to make a salad, but it takes 2 minutes to eat it. So how that would look in your refrigerators, I would have whatever your ingredients you want in your salad, all prepped and ready to go, greens washed, protein seasoned, so all you have to do is kind of grill them off or whatever. And then all of your milk and cereal and stuff that doesn't need my attention. And then the tier up from that is if you like to actually grocery shop yourself, and you bring all that stuff home, and I make sense of it for you. I prep it and I cook it. And then the last one is the whole kit and caboodle: menu planning, grocery shopping, prepping, cooking, of course cleaning, leaving your kitchen the way I found it. So if you keep it sloppy, guess what? It's going to be sloppy. Okay? But if you keep it clean, keep it tidy, you're going to be like, oh my God, it smells so good in here, and my kitchen's clean. Right. So it's really great. And, and I think as time has evolved and social media has happened, it's been a great vehicle for me. I wish I need help. Yes. Okay. But
in which way you need help?
I need someone I need an intern to help me with social media, help me with my schedule, and all the ideas that I have that I would like to manifest for my whiteboard at home.
Okay. So all your cooking is done in the person's home? In
the person's home.
Okay. You never cook in your home?
No, legally I cannot do that.
Oh, okay.
I can't transport it. I can't do any of that stuff.
Okay.
So that's what I do.
Okay. How do you see your competitors, like the Blue Aprons of the world and all that kind of stuff?
I tried HelloFresh. I've tried Blue Apron, Blue Apron. And I know that that's good for some people, but for me and some of my cook and chef friends, our constant complaint is, the difference is, cooking is an experience, it's tactile. I know you can follow a recipe, but you really have to taste it and taste it and taste it. So I find with some of the recipes that they're constantly telling you to season. By the time the dish is done, it's like a salt lick. So I don't really like that. I also don't love that sometimes I don't just agree with the cookery of it. And so I get frustrated with that. And so for the price of a box of it, it doesn't make sense for me. And I still feel like I have a little niche because who's going to your home to cook for you? You know?
True.
You know, especially if you don't like to cook. Even if it's portioned, it's cut for you, you know. So, yeah.
All right. Did you go to culinary school?
I didn't. I didn't feel. I cook, you know, everyone's got to eat. I think, you know, and I taste my food and people like my food. And, you know, if they don't like my food, I go and figure it out. I have a ton of cookbooks. I watched a ton of Food Network in the beginning. I can tell you every show that was on at the nascent years of Food Network. And I don't necessarily think it's for everyone. I was thinking about going for like business management, but it was a little cost prohibitive for me. And I had dreams of I still have dreams of opening something, but it's a real lifestyle choice you know? Yeah.
How do you expand the palette of your customers?
Well,
and are they open to that?
Absolutely.
And are most open to that?
Absolutely. I do a consultation in the beginning, and we talk a lot about how do you prepare for the food week? What type of food do you go and eat when you go out to eat? What do you like? I had a client that said, you know, I don't like zucchini, I don't like squash, but I prepared it anyway because, you know, all they could say is they didn't like it. But now they call for this dish by name, you know, and like, can we have that again with breadcrumbs? Yes, you can have that again with breadcrumbs. But I think, you know, once you start on what their likes are, then you start with that, and then you just start to add things. I always ask for feedback every week. What did you think of the food this week? Are there any leftovers? What would you like? You know, what did you like? Didn't like? Whatever they don't like, I put it on the list. And if it's like an allergy thing, I'm definitely not making it. But if it's something like, you know, I've never really been into Brussels sprouts. Okay. I'm gonna make you Brussels sprouts, and then they like Brussels sprouts.
Because it's all about how it's prepared.
And it's all about how
it's
prepared.
All about because you know my mom made Brussels sprouts. She cook it in the pan, put some steam in it, and then throw some pepper on it, and that was it.
Oh my God, my mother.
You hated it because you're like, oh my God, the taste.
Oh my gosh.
But now you caramelize it with bacon and onions, this and that.
Yes. You fry them with a little sriracha and honey.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think it's really you have to again. It's again about knowing your worth and what you're capable of doing, and kind of going out there fearless and saying, look, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do it with confidence. I made ossobuco for the first time for a client. I saw organic pork shanks in the store, which I've never seen. And I didn't have enough time to do it, but I was like, baby, I'm going to knock these bad boys out. I got home after I cooked. I was like, okay, I emailed them and sent them their client profile. This is whatever. And I said, oh, please, feedback would be appreciated this week. The ossobuco was a hit. Like, yes. And I get chills now even thinking about it because I put love into that. I put my time and attention into that. And it makes me proud, you know, to know that I've created something from my hands that somebody enjoys.
When do you experiment? I mean, when do you create new dishes? And what inspires you to create new dishes?
You know, I think as you get older, you just develop a certain palette of what it is. My favorite foods, I love Mediterranean food and I love Asian food. Just because I feel like it's very clean and simple. And very straightforward. And it doesn't take much. But I think when I find ingredients that I think are unique and different, that's when I then want to experiment. This past weekend I did this really amazing pasta dish with mushrooms and tomatoes and zucchini that I sweat before. And I cooked these big prawns in leeks and butter and garlic and a little bit of Old Bay. And I cooked them so I crisped the skin up. So then you added texture to the dish, and it was just... So sometimes I just don't know when I'm doing it, but I'm doing it. You know, I'm like, ooh, I'm getting chefy today. That's right. I'm gonna expand that palette today.
Have you ever thought about opening your own?
I have. I mean, when I first started SCHOP, I saw a real vision to, again, I love the business of food. And really the vision, we're going to trademark it here on Love the Way You Live with Charlie Lewis, by the way. Because if I see it, I know where you live.
Got it, bro.
I'm going to be like, Charlie, contact one of your viewers, please. But really the vision was, I think when people go to culinary school, there's very limited opportunities when they come out.
Okay.
Either you can go into a kitchen and sweat it out, or you can do your own business. And I don't think most people that cook are interested in doing the business part of what it is. So I wanted to have a place where chefs could come, work for SCHOP. I farm them out. I find the clients for them, farm them out, and and build my business. And I think it's still doable.
No,
and
I like that concept.
Thank you. Places like Plated and all that stuff. I think that's kind of leaning towards that.
Yeah.
And then to piggyback even further off of that is to have a kitchen where I prepare food every day, and then if you're a SCHOP client, you can come in from work, pick up your stuff, and take it home.
Right,
so you can do it, I can cook it in your home, or I could cook it in the kitchen. So those are the ideas.
That's a good idea.
But also, because I'm a food writer and I'm really passionate about food, I'm passionate about Harlem, I'm passionate about small business. I have some other ideas that I think are very relevant and could work.
Speaking of Harlem, what do you think about the food scene in Harlem?
I love it, I grew up on 147th and Lenox Avenue in Esplanade Gardens. Shout out Esplanade Gardens.
Okay.
And
shout out.
Shout out. Anyway, shout out. But I grew up on the 25th floor, like overlooking Harlem.
Yes.
I'm at the end of Lenox Avenue, looking straight up down Lenox Avenue, and I just, I could see everything. And I just was like, the
world is mine.
World is mine. I went to school downtown. I went to Hunter. Shout out to Hunter. And I think from a kid, my mom ate sushi. We always ate that Cali Chow Chow mein because we went down to Chinatown, got dim sum. My palate was
broad.
Yeah, it was always broad, and I always felt like, damn, why is it not in Harlem? Like, why do I have to go downtown to do that? So I think that we are, I dare not call it a renaissance, but I feel like we're at the precipice of something more happening. I love what we have up here. There's certain restaurants that I really, really enjoy. But what I enjoy more are the people that are coming to open in Harlem with an intention.
Right.
I want to service clients. I want to service this community and provide something that's not here. And it's not about me as the business owner. It is about the business and providing. And I think those are the people that really thrive and succeed. So I like some of the things that are happening, some of the other things I don't like that are happening. But I think for the most part, you and I talked about this. I could be up in Harlem for 2 weeks and not have to go downtown for anything.
Right.
And I think that really speaks to the growth of a neighborhood.
And what's going on.
Yeah.
What foods that you like to eat? What are some of your go-tos? You said you like Mediterranean, you like Asian.
I like Asian.
What are some of your favorite restaurants in the city?
Oh my gosh, okay. I was just talking about this the other day. Okay, Bar PT, have you ever been to Bar PT? Baby?
Love it. Ain't been in a while, but I love it.
I get the warm spinach salad, which is delicious. I get the pasta with the sausage and peas and vodka sauce, delicious. And then always panna cotta with the chocolate. Crazy town. Love Bar PT. I love Kraft. I know it's old school, but Tom Colicchio does his thing. I just ate at the Dutch, which is Andrew Carmelini's spot. I also love La Conda Verde, but had an outstanding meal there this week. Let's see. Sushi Inoue, it's in Harlem, a Michelin-starred sushi restaurant, and their omakase is crazy town. He just does magical things, so I really, really love that. I also love Viniteria. They changed my favorite dish a little bit. I'm a little upset about that. But, Yvette knows, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know.
In Harlem, what's your favorite?
I would say Viniteria.
Okay.
I also loving Clay that just opened up in Perks.
Okay.
They're doing great things, seasonal stuff. And ironically, one of the owners, it's a consortium of owners, one of the owners used to bartend for Perks way back in the day.
Right.
And so I think they're doing really great things. It's a little pricey, but I think, you know, it's good. It's good.
Looking at your background, thinking about your family, thinking about your roots, you know, Louisiana, the Creole and you and everything like that. Do you think that this is kind of like your divine purpose, your like what you're meant to do, meant to be, you're in the right space at the right time?
I am.
Okay.
I do, because like I said in the previous segment, is that, you know, I think if everyone finds their core competence,
Yes.
that, you know, if you think about it as a wheel, that center of the wheel, all those spokes, if you can find things to do that come from all of that core competence, you are absolutely winning. And I just feel like what I can do is limitless. Okay. I feel ageless. I feel powerful. You know, I just came back from Bermuda, really wonderful trip.
How was the food?
Oh, the food was outstanding.
Okay.
I stayed at the Hamilton Princess, and the restaurant down there is one of Marcus's restaurants.
Right.
And the food was really, really great. It was just such a short period of time, but I say all that to say, I was down there and I just overheard another tourist talking about a food festival that was going on. So just in me, I just was like, I went to the concierge, said, there's a food festival going on. I'm the food editor for the Amsterdam News. I have the editor for a prominent website in Harlem with me. We'd like to go to this food festival. And we showed up, and they provided great hospitality. I met somebody from the Food Network there. And so when you do that effortlessly, and you want to do that, when you want to do that on your vacation, I think I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and I think you know, telling the stories and helping people translate those things is really, really, really important to me. And I just started a web series called Making It, which is about my favorite foods and how to make it.
Oh, okay.
And it really highlights. I'm highlighting Harlem restaurants currently, but really using it as a vehicle for people to talk about why they do what they do. Okay. You know, and the importance of, it's not just a piece of pizza. It's not just this is what goes into this. Right. Right. And so I'm really excited. I just did the first episode, and so
I want to check that out.
Oh, please do. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. So what's in the future for you?
Well, if I reflect back on my whiteboard that's on my desk, I have some great ideas. I'd love to do, I'm currently working with Marcus and Carlos and company. I'm working on Harlem Meetup for my second year. So that's one of those spokes of what I do. Yeah. So I have an idea of how I'd like to transcend that next year, which I'm going to keep to myself until I flesh that out. Okay. But I have a couple of book ideas. I've been writing for the Amsterdam News for about 14 years. I mean, that's 52 articles a year. Right. Times. So I think that's enough for a book.
Yeah. Hello. No, totally.
So I would like to write a book proposal for that, as well as for SCHOP. I've been sitting on an idea of a kind of a fictional, factual cookbook idea, and you know, I'm hoping for this web series to actually take off. And I've had a couple interviews for some big food brands that I'm hoping that I can lend my talents to. All right. And that's one of those things that, you know, you step into that interview, you step into that meeting, and it's not the nerves of a post-college 20-year-old. It's like, you know, I put my time in. Right. And I always tell young people that are trying to, I can't believe I just said young people. I always try to tell young people that, you know, if you want to get to where I am, or you want to get to where Charlie Lewis is, it's about skin in the game. Right. Don't put one toe in and be like, oh, that's too cold. You know, put that whole foot in, put it up to the knee next, and then until you're up into your neck into it, that's when the stuff is really going to pop off. Right, right. And so I just want to keep moving myself forward. Totally. And always transcending what I've done. Okay. Yeah. Final question. Yes. How do you love the way you live? Oh my goodness. You know, I thought about this again in Bermuda because I'm sitting there, the sun is setting, or I'm in a hammock that's in the water, and I thought to myself, this is what Charlie Lewis is talking about. In this moment, I realized that every day is an opportunity to love the way you live. You can make a choice. There's a difference between facts and what you think. Whatever you're thinking, take a minute, say, is that really my reality? No, it's not my reality. I'm going to make a choice about how I'm going to live my life.
Right.
And I'm going to vacation more. I'm going to see my friends more. I'm going to work harder, whatever that is. That's how I love where I am and who I am today.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank our guest, Kysha Harris, for coming in. Thank you, darling.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you. Great guest. Thank you. Great ideas.
Thank you.
You guys will be able to catch up with Kysha on all my social media handles at lovethewayyouliveny.com, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. So until next time, celebrate life and love the way you live.